All right, and we're rolling and rolling and rolling. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ugo Opera, PA licensed real estate agent and investor. Reporting to you live. It's kind of been a while, I think. It's been like maybe a week, 2 weeks since I've done a video. And this video and like the direction I'm taking my channel, um, this there is just a different type of video, really, because a lot of times when I do a video, it's just a one-way thing, right? It's just me relaying information to you guys, right? It's never been a situation where I've turned the camera around or whatever the case may be and had y'all look into what I'm doing, who I am, and what I'm trying to accomplish. And so this video is going to be different because I'm just telling you guys about me, right? I'm just telling you guys about me and what I want to do. And what's causing this epiphany is a book, right? As with many things in my life, a book is always like some type of epiphany. It's always occurring from a book. In fact, the whole reason I even got into real estate was because of another book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And that was life changing. And now I'm reading this book, which is crushing it. I'm not even done this book. I'm like maybe two chapters in, three chapters in. This book called Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk, for those of you who don't know, is um, just this savvy entrepreneur maverick. His goal is to buy the Jets, and he also has, VaynerMedia. Just so many things that he's doing, making a ton of money, and just being being such a savage with the content. I mean, I think he posts a video a day or something like that. So that's dope. So I'm watching his stuff. I'm reading his, I was already watching his videos, right? I was already consuming his content, but I just never, I just felt like what I was doing was enough. And then I started reading his book, Crushing It, and I'm hearing the stories in the book there, stories of people who read Crush It and started taking action, and now they're coming back to say, hey, here's what happened, and here's how I got there. And I'm listening to these people and their stories, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm not working hard enough. I'm not producing enough content. I'm not like the flaws in my business just starting to became it just became just obvious, right? Like it just became obvious because, I'm not going as hard as the people that read his other book, Crush It, which is this green one here. I'm gonna eventually go back and read it after I read this. But it just made me believe that, yo, I'm not going as hard as I should be going based off what these people that were successful are doing. And that in itself blew my mind. You know what I mean? I thought I worked long hours. You know what I mean? I'm working 6, 7, 8 hours, dude. First story, the first story was a lady that had this lifestyle brand, and she was in school. She bartended, she did a side gig, and then she was building her business. And I was like, holy crap, that's like 12 hours, 14 hours. That's a ridiculous amount of hours. And I'm over here complaining about my 8, 9 hours, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. And as the book kept going and going and going, I'm like, dang, dude, yo, you're not gonna get where you want to get because your ambitions are this high, but your actions are not as high as your ambition. So part of this video and all the videos I'm gonna be moving forward is just I'm just documenting everything. And this video is really just to kind of start and say, yo, here's what I've accomplished so far and here's what I'm looking to do moving forward, right? And I think for me, I'm going to try and segue it into two places. One is my passion for being a real estate agent, right? That's my bread and butter. That's what brings in the income. And then two is the other aspect of me as an investor, right? Investing in real estate, building up that passive cash flow so I can do whatever the hell I want, you know what I mean? And be in that FU position, you know what I mean? So that's that. Those are the two lanes and two paths that I'm going to be sharing my journey on, as well as still producing content and giving information out, but just also being able to share so y'all know where I'm coming from and what my motivation is and what inspires me, as well as still getting that information that you guys are used to getting. So that's what's causing this pivot. I'm not even done this book. It might be multiple pivots that happen, but let's just get started with this first video and just kind of take it from there. Um, so, so for starters, really, I just want to take a look at my goals as a real estate agent because that's my bread and butter. That's my 9 to 5. Even though I'm self-employed independent contractor, this is the number one lane that's allowing me to be an investor. There wouldn't be Ugo the agent is what powers Ugo the investor. Without Ugo the agent, I don't have any money for investments. You know what I mean? That doesn't exist. So I always focus with what am I going to do with my real estate business first. That's the most important. And then the investment things come secondary, right? Um, so let's go back and take a look at what happened for me in 2018. We're going to look at the sales, look at the income, and to kind of take it from there. And just before, anyone that's trying to be an agent or whatever, I'm doing real estate in Philadelphia. And what we're looking at now is numbers for 2017. So this is from, agent production and inventory report. This is what I was able to do from January 1st of 2017 to December 31st, 2017. So last year I say we a lot and I apologize, but it's really just me. But I think for me, it just sounds better when I say we, right? Because for me, eventually I want to have a team and all that whole shebang, right? So, um, 5.4 million in sales last year, which is great, right? Because and I want to be very clear that I didn't do anywhere near this much business in 2016. In 2016, I just kind of went ham. I almost tried, I almost did almost tripled, maybe quadrupled what I did last year. I think last year I did maybe 1.25 million in sales, and now I did 4.4 million in sales. Like I just went for it. You know what I mean? I was very niche, right? Which is something that Gary Vee talks about. Like, in order to be an entrepreneur, you want to be niche, focus on that niche, and then try to, encapsulate other things into that. But you don't start by going wide, you start by going niche. So I didn't learn that from Gary Vee, but I don't know. I picked that up from somewhere else. And instead of trying to go out and do open houses and all these other things, I just focused on one thing and just smashed it. Right, and the explosion is there. The explosion is definitely here. So, that 5.4 million is where this came from. And I'm not gonna brag, but I want to say that a lot of this business didn't start coming in until maybe Q2, Q3, right? So, a lot of these didn't start coming in. If you look at the sales, Solvay, so January we had a sale. Um, a lot of these didn't start happening until the end of the year. So we have 02, which is February, and then the next sale after that, it didn't happen until I think the 5th, right? So no sell in January. We had one sell in February, no sell in March, January, February. And so January, nothing. February, one. January, February, March, April, May. Then we start popping in May. You know what I mean? So think about that. 3 months of the year, no sales, right? This year so far, only in February we've had no sales. So I think that this year, I'm gonna be able to um, do more just because I'm starting off with momentum. I laid the business out to continue moving forward this year. I had an earlier start this year than I did last year, so I'm really excited about that. Um, and just looking back, I'm really proud of myself of what I was able to accomplish. I mean, this is more money than I've ever made in my life, and really and for me, just to get you guys into trainers coming by. There we go. Just to get you guys in. So I'm Nigerian, right? So if you go back and look at the name, right? Name is hella Nigerian. The whole thing is Ugochukwu Uchenna Opara. That's a very Nigerian name, and it's Igbo. So one of the things in Igbo is, as you're growing up, the parents they just say, "Yo, you got three options. There's only three things you can do in the world: be a doctor, be a lawyer, an accountant, or an engineer, or a nurse." And then there's nothing else. Nothing else exists. So when I was starting this real estate thing, dude, mentally, I think one of the biggest mental roadblocks in my mind is that, man, I'm not a doctor, right? All I do is sell houses. I'm not a doctor. Like that's a very big limiting belief for me. And all last year, I know I had a cousin that was going through getting his doctorates in pharmacy, and I'm like, holy crap, that guy's getting his doctorates as a pharmacist, and I'm over here selling cribs. So like ego wise, like that was something that would just it just messed me up over here, you know what I mean? But last year was very important because it said, "Hey, look, man, I can make six figures just as well as a doctor can, right?" And that was a ceiling that I believe mentally for me I was able to overcome because as now I can look at my parents and say, hey, look, I know I let you down because I didn't quote unquote become these little go towards one of these occupations that you wanted me to go down, but that doesn't discredit me as someone that is a professional. It doesn't take away from me being a business owner, and it doesn't take away from me really just being a man, being a Nigerian man, and not going down these quote unquote safe path and kind of carving my own lane. And oh, by the way, I'm crushing it. You know what I mean? I'm doing well. I'm not failing in life because I didn't go and become a doctor. You know what I mean? Because it took me 5 years to get to here. You know what I mean? 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. It took me 5 years to get to this production level. And it wasn't pretty. Like it was not a pretty sight. Y'all didn't want to see the videos. I remember I don't even want to talk about that. But we here we here now. So this was a very 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 dope year because it was just kind of like a breakout year. It was validation for myself to say, hey, look, dude, something this you're on to something. You know what I mean? Like you're on to something. This is cool. You can do it. And I just want you to know that even though you're not a doctor, lawyer, whatever the case may be, there's still value. You know what I mean? Your name still holds weight. And that was just validation to myself because I had this little mental roadblock. Next, this was awesome, right? I wasn't even thinking about this, but last year for my office, United Real Estate, shout out to United Real Estate. I'm no longer with United, but I got love for everyone United. You know what I mean? Kenny Knox, Sandra Murphy, Brian Brainerd, Jessica Enox. Love you guys dearly, but I had to make a business decision. So, if you look at this, look at me. Top sales volume, top transactions, and top earning. Meaning that in my office of almost 125, 135 agents, I sold the most, top volume, had the number one amount of transactions, and I was a realtor that made the most money in that office, right? All fantastic accolades. I am very appreciative that, this was here. And these people are not slouches. You know what I mean? These people, they sold in area. I mean, these are some top producing people. You know what I mean? And I think that like Anna, like some of these people, like they work in Philly for like half the year, and then once it snows, they like leave, right? So I really don't think this is a fair comparison. I think there are anyone on this page that you see, if they really wanted to turn it up, they would kill me. But I think I just wouldn't let up last year, and that was the outcome. So very appreciative of that. So that's where we were at last year. Next step is systems and processes, education, training. Not reinventing the wheel, copy and paste. So not reinventing the wheel, copy and paste are kind of like the same thing. I have this mindset or like thought process where like I gotta build it, right? I gotta build it, and in actuality I don't gotta build stuff. You know what I mean? That's not my lane. I'm not the builder. I'm the doer. I'm the people person. I'm out there with the clients. I'm building the relationships. But being back office and building everything, um I'm okay with it, but I am not the best. One of the things I suck so bad at right now is following up with people, right? I get so many people, between trying to roll with the clients that I have now, keep track of the clients that are under contract, the new clients that are coming in, like it's just I'm just juggling all the time, and I know that my system is not the best system, and then even keeping in contact with the clients that I had before, that was another lane in itself, and that's being difficult. So all these things that I gotta, when you're the one person in the entire company, these are all things that I suck at, right? I'm really good at the sales side. I'm really good at the investment side. I'm really good at, you know, reaching out and connecting with people, but on the follow-up side, like, oh crap, I gotta follow up with these 12 people. In I mean, I just not to say that I suck at it, but maybe I don't have the right systems in place for it, right? I don't have the systems in place that work best, that work for me the way I work. So one of the things that I think this is going to be an ongoing thing. And I think for anyone in any type of business, you want to have systems and processes in place that take you thinking about it out of the equation, right? Because you got to think about it. If you have to go, if you when you go into your car, your system is key into the ignition. Unless you got money, now you just push the button, right? Right? You push the button, it starts, and then you drive. The gas is for accelerate. The brake is for the brake. The clutch, pops you where you need to go through. Like that car in itself has a system. You know what I mean? How it powers, how it go, what fuels it. Everything. There's already a system in place. Now imagine if you had to build your own car, right? My mindset is that I always thought I got to build my own car. Now my new mindset is, listen, you don't have to build your own car. Go find someone that's already built cars and you buy their car right there, right? And then drive that. Drive that. You know what I mean? That's it. So the biggest part of that is going to be education and training, right? So this is where last year, I did a little bit of education, but this year it's like, all right, dude, let's not play myself. Let's get educated so that this money doesn't leave, right? So now we're in the money. I need to stay in the money. So we got to learn everything we got to learn to make sure that this doesn't go away. In fact, let's see how we can build this, right? Let's see how we can build this up and see what can be done, stabilize it, and then build it up. So that's where I'm at. One of the things that I wanted to do is so first and foremost, one of the guys that I really think is phenomenal as far as like who I look up to as a real estate agent is this guy called Graham Stephan. He's out in LA somewhere just crushing it. Like just absolute savage. 133K subscribers. His videos are getting 14K. I mean, just ridiculous views. I mean, and his videos are just fantastic. Real estate for 100,000, 100K first year in real estate. Will 60 make you happy? I mean, just ridiculous videos. Like you just, how I make $13,000 a month. I mean, that's dope. You know what I mean? How to invest in like just some of these videos. 50 listings. 22 years old. Like I mean, 500 like 1 million in debt. Don't be this buyer. Um, how to earn an extra 100K, like just like just killing it, you know what I mean? And if you go to his about, um he's over 120 million dollars in residential sales. Keep in mind, I just did 5.4 last year, so in my mind, that divided by my 5.4, dude, he's lapped me almost 22 plus, a little above 22 times, right? um in my 1 year, you know what I mean? I, You know what I mean? So this clearly is someone that's got it figured out. And in watching his videos, I learned that he has a course. So I'm going to be taking advantage of his course, the Real Estate Agent Academy. And this is the type of training that I kind of want to see. Maybe not to say I'm going to learn everything from him, but being able to pick his brain, grab a little bit here, pick someone else's brain, grab a little bit here, read more books on Audible, go to workshops, go to conventions, things like that. Just being, just kind of taking it, just kind of going in 100% and try to grab as much as I can from it and just be able to give more to my clients and run the business more efficiently and make what I want to make and how I want to make it and just making everyone that's involved with the real estate agent, me, just happy. You know what I mean? And making sure I have the tools, the mindset, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything I need to do to make that happen. And I think that one of the ways that it has to happen is just through education and training. I don't think there's no way to avoid that. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be an ongoing thing where every year I just got to be out soaking up as much knowledge as I possibly can, working to be a better me and give my clients, those who support me, um, the best version of me that I possibly can. So that's what the goal is, the systems and processes. Um, so goals for 2018, what I've done so far, again, we went over that. We had 5.4 million in sales, almost 5.5. Big thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of the clients that helped make it possible. We had 29 of you guys last year that I was able to work with. Um, and I actually got fired. I'm not perfect. I think four people fired me last year. You know what I mean? I'm not the perfect agent. I drop the ball sometimes. I screw up. Um, and I'm also not, my personality doesn't work well with everybody. So last year we had four people that fired me, and that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Because I think the people that are important are the 29, right? The people that actually did a transaction with me, did a deal with me, dude. Much love, much respect. You have any way I can help, any way I could possibly help, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you. So big thanks to those people. Big shout out to United, right? This was the company that I was with for the past 4 years, and the broker at this company, Kenny Knox, and the office manager, who's like a second mom to me, Sandy Murphy, have been absolutely instrumental in kind of shaping and molding me to the guy that was able to go from 1 point something million in 2016 and then just jump to 5 point something in 2017. So, not to say that I didn't go out and develop and build and do all that stuff myself, but they also gave me, contributed to that as well by giving me the motivation, picking me up on the days that I felt down. So I just want to give a big shout out to them. Um, so that's what I've done so far. What's working is being niche. So a lot of realtors, when they first get into real estate, they're told to do open houses, expireds, FISBOs, knock on doors, postcards, Facebook, Instagram, like all these things. They're just do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And that's what I tried to do for 4 years. But what happens when you do that is you constantly get burnt out. You just get burnt out. And for me, I just focused on really just one thing, workshops. That's it. That's what I did. I did workshops. I did workshops, and the workshops weren't just like, oh, here's how you buy a house. Workshops is like, look, here's the programs that you can use to buy a house, right? I came saying, yo, let's run with these programs, right? You can learn to buy a house from anywhere else. However, here's the programs. Oh, you want to buy in Montgomery County? Boom, check out this program. Oh, you want to buy in Delaware County? Boom, check out this program. Media Fellowship, First Front Door, NACA, all these other programs. Like, dude, let's make sure you're not leaving any money on the table. That's what I would always say at these workshops. You're leaving money on the table. First time buyers leave so much money on the table. Let's go get that money back. And that was something that really resonated with a lot of people, and it helped me do the business that I did last year. Um, so that's what's working. So staying close to those programs, First Front Door, Media Fellowship, Montgomery Grant, Delaware Upper Darby Grant, NACA, absolutely NACA's the best one so far. Staying very close with those programs, supporting them as much as I possibly can, and just funneling all my clients to one of those or two of those, whichever one works. So that's what's working, and what needs to get done. What needs to get done again, it just goes back to systems and processes. Number one, systems for getting clients. Number two, a system for funneling through those clients, keeping them, educating them on who I am. Letting them know when workshops are. Having them, making a way for them to be able to go and register for those workshops. And then the system for once they've attended the workshops, here's the steps you got to do to actually get the mortgage. So that's that. Number two, a system for like, all right, once they're pre-approved, here's all the steps you got to take to get to the settlement. Number three, now that you bought your house, I need a way to stay in touch with those clients. You know what I mean? Because I suck at following up, and kind of work with them so that I'm still front of mind and still add value if they need me, and then also maintain that relationship so I'm someone that they feel comfortable referring business to. So that would be the process right there. Those would be the four processes. And in my mind, instead of going out and building a brand new system, through education and training, dude, I'm just going to steal someone else's system that's already more successful than I am, or they're at a level of success that I want to reach, right? Right now, I'm at 5.5, right? I would love to learn the system of someone that's doing 10 million. And then maybe after I master the system of the person doing 10 million, I would love to learn the system of someone doing 15, someone doing 20, and just keep building and building and building. Um, and just kind of taking it from there. So that's definitely what I want to do. So that's where I'm at, and that's the goal for me right now. As I'm recording this video, 5/13/2018, 1922 on the time. My first step is just going to be taking this guy's course. There's another course that was sent to me. Let me see if I can pull it up. Give me a second. another person. So let's do this. T-load. No, not that one. Here we go. So this is another one that actually my girlfriend sent to me. This is a lady who um Jane Bond. She's an awesome real estate agent, and she sold an $18 million penthouse. $18 million. $18 million. Like that to me, I don't even if I listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, listen. All last year, bust my butt, working ridiculous hours, trying to do as much as I can, just kept going and going and going. And I did 5.5. To be able to do 18 in one transaction, that's what and I thought I made fantastic money last year. I thought I made fantastic money last year. You know what I mean? If I don't make a penny more, if I just keep making the same dollar amount, yo, I'm gonna be able to retire very quickly. But if I was able to do an $18 million transaction on top of what I'm doing now, like that would just, man, that would just, whoa, like $18 million, like I can't even like that's probably $1 million commission. That's probably $1 million commission, maybe a $2 million commission. I don't even know. Like I don't even know. So I'm so baffled by that number. Let's say maybe it was a 1% commission. No, it can't be a 1% commission. It's probably 2% commission. Is that 18 million? Yeah, $360,000 off of that sale. Possibly. I don't know what the split is. Maybe, she's a luxury agent. Luxury agents tend to charge more than what I would charge. But I know if this was my listing, I would be perfectly fine charging 1%. I mean, I think that's absolutely fantastic. I can't even wrap my mind around it. But anyways, um she also has a training course, and that's definitely something that I'm thinking about. I definitely can't afford to do the one-on-one coaching, right? Don't want to do the installments, but I'm definitely gonna do the course. I just think that's a lot. $3,500. I mean, I can take that money and just spend it on advertising and be fine. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely down for this education stuff, but I'm not down to spend a certain money. Like I'll try this course, I'll add that course. Both those courses combined, it's not more than $1,000. I have no problem spending $1,000 on a class, $2,000, but 3,500, I think that's for me that's a little nerve-wracking, right? And not to say that I don't think it's a good investment. For me right now, I just got so many other things that I'm just cleaning up. I'm still cleaning up some financially. I'm still cleaning up a lot of things off the plate, right? Like I wasn't making this money all the time. In fact, I struggled most of my time in real estate. Been in real estate for 5 years, and four of them I struggled. Four of them I struggled. Didn't make a lot of money. Did accrue a lot of debt. So this fifth year, a lot of it goes back to kind of digging myself out from what I've dug myself into those 4 years. And this right now just isn't, it ain't in the budget. It's not happening. But the 357 works, and if I like the training, then yeah, we'll switch up to do a one-on-one. So these are the two trainings I'm going to be taking, and I'm going to be just documenting the journey. You know what I mean, and sharing with you guys what's going on with me, just so y'all see. You know what I mean? Because entrepreneurship in itself is just a tough thing to do, and I think the more that we can all see what actually goes on behind the scenes versus just assuming like, oh, this guy's making all this money, he's successful, whatever, whatever, the more we can see what's going on behind the scene, I think the more we will encourage other people to jump in and understand like, yo, no one's going to be an overnight success. Like you guys are just watching my videos. I've been in real estate for 4 years, right? I got a whole bachelor's in real estate. I mean, I had nothing to tell you guys back then except for failure after failure after failure. Now, you know, it's like, okay, cool, this worked out well, you know what I mean? But anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to kind of start sharing what's going on with me on my side, my journey, you know, as I work to achieve my goals and things like that. Just kind of bring you guys on that journey. So hopefully this video is received nicely. Hopefully this is something that you guys are interested in, and that it resonates well with you guys, and this is content that you enjoy seeing as well as the stuff that you've seen before. So as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your viewership, and hoping you stay tuned until next time. All right, I'm signing off.